Going the distance with local sports. Covering the Loretto Mustangs, Summertown Eagles, and Lawrence County Wildcats. Basketball, football, baseball, and more. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody back here to X Sports Live. After a week off due to some middle school basketball tournaments, we're back here live at Hinie's BBQ. AJ Good joined alongside Cam Mashburn here tonight. Clem Brazier, a little sick, a little under the weather, so won't hear from him until tomorrow night at the Loretto and Summertown game. So, Cam, how have you been here over these last couple of weeks?
Busy. Good, but busy. Yeah, it's not a. I can't separate personal life and work life at this point. It seems like it's all the same, so it just keeps going every night. So that's where I came from. I'm still sweaty, stinky, so a little late. Apologize.
No, we got on time. We were trying to go on at 6, but the TV came on, so we don't want to get kicked off Facebook and YouTube for copyright infringement again. So had to.
You just did. You just you can't make fun of Meta. You know that.
I know. I've made fun of social media enough. Don't want to go down that road again.
Well, ban you.
We've had a busy week starting things off here. Lawrence County the other night came away with a couple of big wins. The Wildcat boys tied at 30 at the half, came back in a big way, won against Spring Hill, and the girls with that 21-point win really kind of dominated from start to finish, and they did it without their two leading scorers due to illness in Katie Criswell and JC Scott.
Yeah, that's I was talking with some folks, and they were talking about those two were missing. It's like it's an entirely different looking team. Oh, it would be for anybody, right? But they found a way, and that's at the end. That's I'm sure Coach Scott is happy. She don't like missing her two leading scorers, but at the same time, I bet she's thrilled that she's able to find a way even without them.
They're hoping to have JC and Katie back tomorrow night as they go through the second swing there in district play. Loretto goes on the road, and boys pick up a big win against Lauderdale County. Pretty good team, and the girls actually come from behind there as well. They've now won 5 in a row. Yeah,
you know what? The boys had lost to Lauderdale County at home a couple weeks prior to that. And Lauderdale County is a solid team. They don't have a lot of weaknesses. They're a team that's pretty disciplined. I didn't watch the game Tuesday night. I had my wife's out of town, so I've been a single dad this week, so that's added to the fun. But that was a team you thought they could beat the first time around, and then they go down there and take care of it. But the girls, they didn't. I don't think it's any secret they didn't look good for the first part of the year. They just couldn't find what worked. And I think they finally hit something. They've swapped up the lineup. They've bringing some players that were starting. They're bringing them off the bench, and I think that adds a spark because there's not a lull whenever you bring someone out. It's instant energy. I think it's working out really well for them, and the players that's winning that role, give them credit because a lot of times you get taken out of a starting role and get put on the bench.
Yeah.
They come off the bench. Yeah. You can go into a shell a little bit and just, kind of, I'm done. They didn't. Yeah. They really responded well. So
Jenny Clifton, the way she came off the bench, it's almost like someone shot her out of a gun.
That's why she's been there for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah. I mean, she's playing as well as she's played her entire time in high school, and it's good to see.
Yeah. Now switching over to Summertown, obviously the girls dominating win against Lewis County, which pretty much everyone's doing that against them.
Oh,
right
dear
now,
Lord. I don't know who's worse, Mount Pleasant or Lewis. No offense. There could be people watching from there, so I got to be careful. Yeah. But, man, I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not. I mean, I was a part of a team like that one time. We won 3 games one year. It's not fun. It's not fun.
Right.
It's not fun at practice. It's not fun. The only time it's fun is when you're not playing basketball.
Yeah.
And
Programs struggle, but Summertown's been undefeated in the district, and
yes.
then the boys, a back and forth affair there with Lewis County, and they're in a pretty good district. The boys' competition in that district is very, very strong. get that Cole Campbell buzzer beater there to win it, moves them to 2-2 in the district, and puts them, they're trying to avoid that 4-5 game going into the district tournament, and I think that definitely helps their case.
Tell you what, Lewis County might have one of the top 3 or 4 boys players in the entire district on their team.
Yeah.
They've got a kid that's fantastic, and they've got a couple kids around him that can play, but they don't score. They just don't have the depth, But Summertown, I have no doubt they're going to be fine. They're going to be in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Always are. Giles County's the team to beat, obviously, right now. We saw them play Lawrence County at Lawrence County, and you thought it's gonna be a tough year for Giles County.
And they played in that Christmas tournament and got beat by a not very good team.
Right, because you saw last year with Giles County, obviously the talent's there.
Right.
But the wheels would come off the bus.
Yeah.
They would play really strong, and all of a sudden it was like, what happened?
Yeah.
They didn't do that.
No.
I've seen them twice now, and against Loretta the other night, they did not do that.
No.
So they're definitely the team to beat. I think for now.
And Nick Campbell's doing a great job with
He
that
is.
bunch. He did a great job last year at Columbia. He's doing a good job right now for Giles County. Obviously, looking ahead, Lawrence County going back. They're going to take on Page tomorrow night.
Yep.
The girls had a good game with them, won that one, and the boys, that's their only district loss right now. They won there last year and looking to do the same here again on Friday.
Yeah, so on the girls' side, that was a big win because Page is a team I think was in the state tournament a year ago.
Yeah, they were.
Now, it's a different team, but at the same time, it's still a good program. The boys, on the other hand, I think that was a game I think they all want back.
Yeah.
I think talking to a couple of the kids, they had that game circled. Right. They didn't play well. I went back and watched that game after we got done with ours, and it was an off night all the way around. I think Luke might have had his worst game of the year, turnovers, everything else. He was talking to me about it the other night. He said, I just played terrible. So I look for Lawrenceburg to have a really, really big game tomorrow night because I think they want some revenge. And that puts them kind of in the catbird seat a little bit, right there in the thick of things. It's a good team, man. They got a shot to go a long ways.
Yeah. They had a very impressive win against Marshall County last Friday, which I was thinking, okay, Marshall County's undefeated, but then they came out, played so well, and I've never seen a team milk the clock in the fourth quarter like that before. I mean, Marshall County looked so outmatched.
Yeah.
While Lawrence County was moving the ball around, eating a minute and a half off the clock, go get an easy layup and extend the lead out. It's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in basketball.
I think Lawrenceburg's Achilles heel is what the games I've seen is shot selection sometimes can be. Because if they get cold and start missing shots, they start taking shots they probably don't need to be taking.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when they're going in, they can beat anybody in the state.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, they're willing to take them from anywhere.
Yeah.
And they've got kids capable of doing it. Yeah. So I really like that team. They're fun to watch. They're also can be frustrating to watch because of the shot selection. But other than that, they're a good team. We'll talk to the coach. I'm curious their thoughts on that.
Yeah. So obviously tomorrow night the big one, the doubleheader there at Summertown with Loretto coming to town. 2 close games there when they faced off at the barn, and we're expecting 2 more close ones tomorrow night.
Yeah. I'm thankful in a lot of ways that you and I have swapped for that game. That is not a fun game for if you're a Loretto broadcaster or for Clint tomorrow night. It's not going to be fun for Clint. Which Clint don't care as much as I care as far as what people say.
Right.
Because you're going to be biased, and they're going to say you're biased. That's just part of the deal. But yes, that is a big matchup. It has been for the last 10 years, as long as they've been playing in the district together. It's a big matchup, and it's the Florida girls are playing much better. I think that was a wake-up call, that first Summertown game. So it's going to be interesting to see. And, of course, the boys' game, it's always with the Burlesons, you never know. And they're going to – I know Loretto won last time. The same way with Summertown, I know they won. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was the other way around. Yeah, you never know.
Yep, so we're looking forward to those tomorrow night. So coming up next, actually, before we go into it, I'm going to go ahead and get the trivia question out there.
Okay.
And just to get your mind rolling, and we'll reveal the answer at the end. So obviously we got the conference championship games coming up next week. Coach Titz is really waiting for this trivia question, I can tell right now. So there are 4 colleges / universities that have these two things:
Okay.
a Super Bowl winning quarterback and a U.S. president.
Oh.
So I was asked this question in a job interview one time, and he said, "We're only going to move forward if you can at least get two." I got three.
Seriously?
I got three of them.
Okay.
I got three of them. Two of them are kind of obvious. One is somewhat obvious. I don't want to say obvious. Two of them are kind of you would.
Well, so you got a lot of presidents who went to Harvard, right?
A few.
Right.
Yale and Harvard.
Bush went to Harvard, right?
Yale, I think.
Was it Yale? He was. It was Obama was a Harvard guy, right?
Yeah.
Biden, who knows? He said he's went to several different colleges. But I'm not sure where he really went. Does anybody know?
Actually, probably the best way you want to go.
He went to an all-black school, as he said, right? Is that what he said? He went to a historically black college? Yeah, he did. No, I'm serious. He did. That was something. HBCU, or is that they call it?
Yeah, HBCU, yeah.
He said he went to one. He didn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably the best road to go down to try to figure out is think of the quarterbacks who have won a Super Bowl, where they went to college.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
You think that would be easier?
Yeah. Because that was my strategy when I got two off the get-go, and then one of them came later, and the other one, it's very tough.
So, Michigan. Has there been a president that's been from, I guess, Michigan would be one.
That's one. Tom Brady and Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford.
Yeah, so you got one of them.
Okay. Then you've got, it wouldn't be Ole Miss or Tennessee, I'm thinking the two Manning brothers.
The no SEC schools.
No SEC schools, so that narrows it. USC.
Nope.
Really?
Right.
That's surprising. So they hadn't had a Super Bowl winning quarterback, though, have they?
No, they have not. No.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
I'll give it some thought.
Yeah, we'll give it some thought. And coming up next, we've got boys assistant coach from Lawrence County, Bryce Cliff. He'll be coming up next here on X Sports Live.
Great food is just a short drive to Hinie's Barbecue in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade, and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Hinie's Barbecue, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live. We're joined by Lawrence County Boys assistant coach Bryce Cliff. And Bryce, thanks you for stopping by.
No problem. Thanks
team
for having me.
abandoned you. They went to a UNA game.
They did. They're watching a college basketball game tonight at UNA, so I took one for the team and hung out with you guys.
So, Bryce, you guys 4-1 through the district through your first 5 games there. What have you liked out of your team so far?
Well, first of all, just pleased with finding ways to win because every night we've for the most part, every night's been a close game because our district's a dogfight. Like there's no game that me and Coach Wilson's been riding over to Tullahoma or Marshall County that you're like, well, we just got to show up tonight. Yeah. Because every team in our district is good or at least decent and athletic and have a chance of striking, lightning striking and beating you. So I just feel good that we're 4-1 and we're playing hard. And that's because sometimes you get to this point in the season, you got guys that are thinking about baseball or they're thinking about their girlfriends or thinking about what else they can be doing. But luckily we've been winning enough that guys are still focused on basketball. Our locker room's still good and we feel like we've got a lot of work to do because we're only halfway through the district.
Almost like a Mike Leach quote was about ready to come out right there.
Yeah.
But, what's been impressive about you guys has been, obviously your style of play. And it seems like anyone who plays for you guys every night can have a big night. One night it's TJ, it could be Logan, it could be Luke. Lately it's been TJ and Blake. They've done and Alex. So I mean, it's really a balanced effort. It's
tough for teams to prepare for us because you can watch a single film. Like we have coaches that'll share film on huddle. You can watch a single film and you're like, okay, we got to stop this guy. And then you get there and that guy's Blake Long and you're like, wow, Blake Long's coming off the bench. The guy we was playing for doesn't even start. And which credit to Blake, we have several guys that deserve to start, and Blake has done a great role coming off the bench, and he's been a leading scorer a lot. But we're just hard to prepare for because, like you said, it can be somebody different every night that gives you 20 points. So it's tough. It makes my job easy.
Obviously, you got Page coming up tomorrow night. It's your one team you've lost one in the district, and I think Cam said it best. It's probably one you guys would like back, but now you got a chance for some revenge tomorrow night.
Right. There shouldn't have to be any motivating going on tomorrow night because Page they ran through our district. They're 5-0, but they're 5-0. But you look at their scores. They went to overtime with Spring Hill, who we handled pretty significantly the other night. They've had very, very close games. Spring Hill had them beat, and was at the free throw line at the end of the game. And the kid with like 2 seconds left hits the free throw, steps over the line. They send it to overtime and lose in overtime on a buzzer beater. So they had Page beat. So that just gives you motivation.
I'd like to be the official making that
call.
Oh,
man. And or he's sitting there, I got to make this call.
Well, there's a few.
Yeah,
there's a few.
But it goes to show our guys that, hey, these guys are human, and you have a great chance to go over there and beat them and be tied for first in the district.
So, I mean, the style of play, like you mentioned, it's so difficult to prepare for.
Right.
And the way you guys bring it in, I can just tell that this team and your group of guys love playing in this style of play.
It is. I mean, it's fun, it's fast, and like you said, sometimes you wonder about our shot selection because we are romping up and down the floor, and we are jaying a three before the defense even thinks about getting down there. It's like a player's dream. I mean, a lot of times it reminds you of AAU, except we do play defense. So it's like we got guys coming in. Like when Coach Wilson first got here, people would ask me, well, you've been around a while. What do you think, Coach Wilson? I was like, kids are going to love to play for him because he's not ever going to tell you, hey, don't shoot that shot again, as you can tell, because we will shoot 25%, but we still shoot 25 threes. So
exactly right.
It's fun. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to coach. It's our biggest adjustment when we lost Cade Schultz was that we were one less guy that was out there to run up and down the floor because they get tired. I mean, y'all see that we sub quick because that's to prepare. Like Logan Boswell comes out a minute in the game. You're like, why is Logan Boswell coming out a minute in the game? Because he has to be able to play this way for 4 quarters. And so it's got to be fun for them. I know it's fun for me to be a part of.
I mean, you've been around Coach Wilson now for 2 years.
I have.
He's a fun guy to be around.
Fun
He's
very
animated on the bench. He's animated in practice. What's it like being around him every day?
Well, he is it's fun because he brings the energy. And as the assistant coach at Lawrence County, I'm the kind of like the mellow guy that I'm more of like not their friend, but I'm like the guy they relate to a little bit more. But Coach Wilson is always bringing energy. If you see him practice, he acts in practice just like he acts on the bench. I mean, sometimes he's laying on the floor in front of the bench, and I'm like, do I need to go get the AED, or is he going to get up and finish coaching this game? But he said at Winfield that he got to a point where his girls weren't playing very good, and so he had to do something to get people to come watch games. And so he decided to start acting like a fool on the sideline. And so that's just he said he's toned it down. I don't know how you tone it down.
I want to see what the extreme was.
Me too. I need to see some Winfield film.
So what I want to know is 2 things. Number one, what is he always saying to you when he's angry? And how do you sit there and take the punishment he gives you all night? Because you get it, the players don't.
I get asked that a lot, and somebody's like, why is he so mad at you? And
it's not you.
He's not mad at me. He will turn around and he'll be like, Coach, what are we doing? Why is he doing that? And like, I usually say, I don't know, and keep going, writing what my stats are. Or I try to go into the mind of the kid. Well, maybe he was thinking this, or maybe he was thinking this. But like, I don't know. It's just, you got to know who he is. Yeah. Like, he's not mad at me, or most of the time he's not, at least. But it's who he is. He's just an animated guy, and sometimes you're like, why is he doing that? But then again, he may be trying to bring a little bit of spark, a little energy to his team. So I've never thought twice about it.
I wonder if he brought any spark to his family after his rant here the first time he visited
Oh, my goodness.
You had a great line on Facebook saying, get the mic out of his hand.
Take the mic away.
I told my wife that I was coming up here tonight, and she said, please do not bring me up like Coach Wilson did his wife. And I was like, I promise.
You just did, though.
I did not. I mean,
he took it.
I'm not talking about her in the recliner.
So now, you see him out with his wife. It's like, okay, y'all good?
And he is not a fake guy. He talks about like that just if she was sitting right next to him. But
she, as he told me the next night, in between games, he goes, she knows what she signed up for.
He did. He does.
One of the funniest things is with the first conversation I ever had with him, a serious conversation, by the way. It's kind of like tailing off, and then all of a sudden he goes into a spiel about how I need to go online and buy his daughter's clothes, to see my wife, like this big sales pitch. I'm like, wait a minute, dude.
He puts that in
everywhere. I'm like, whoa.
Because
I didn't know he was like that.
He is like that. Like, he'll be walking down the hallway, and he'll yell down the hallway at some teacher. Like, he is that way on the court. He's that way in the school. I mean, it's fun to be around. It makes a joy going to work each day.
It's the high school version of Mike Leach.
Yeah, it is.
It's very close to it.
What he is.
Well, Bryce, tell us about some of these guys on this team. Like, who's kind of the goofy guy? Who's the serious guy? Who's the pump up? What are these characters like on this team?
Well, first of all, they're great kids. Right. I mean, that is it. You don't have to tell them to do things twice. They're friends. They hang out with each other outside of school. And like my first couple years back here, we struggled. My first couple. The big felt like was like we're not close, but these kids are close. I mean, they go to church together. There was one Monday morning we had a practice. It was like They all love to have a good time. Like it's just like it's different each guy scoring each day. It's different each guy acting goofy each day at practice. And then you'll have want to be a coach. So as soon as I graduated, I spent about two days playing college basketball, and then moved back home. And then I ended up at Kaufman, which was a blessing in disguise, and because I want to coach somewhere. I want to be around basketball. Basketball's been my life. And then 1 year at Kaufman, and then I went to coach at Columbia Central with Nick Campbell. And so I was able 1 year there, which was great for me because he coached under Coach Clark. So it was good to see a little bit different. And then I came back here, and it was just the end of Coach Clark's career. So I was able to learn from Coach Clark as a player, as a coach, and now I'm learning from Coach Wilson, who is just so different than Coach Clark. I mean, you're talking about two opposite personalities. And like basketball minds, Coach Clark was so offensive minded. I wish he had a good defensive mind too, but he was so good at we'd come down and we'd pick you apart. We'd walk the ball at the floor. If we walk the ball at the floor tomorrow night, Coach Wilson may have a heart attack. So it's a whole different style of play.
Which player can I pay to do that just to see it happen?
Probably, I would guess TJ.
Okay.
TJ,
absolutely. 100%.
TJ, yeah.
Listen,
100%.
TJ is me when I was 17 years old. But I've always wanted to get back at Lawrence County High School, and so it has been awesome to learn from two coaches, Coach Clark and Coach Wilson, that have won like 1,000 games put together. So
Obviously, getting ready, second time through the district's always pretty difficult
It
because
is.
you know what to expect. They know what to expect from you. What do you want to see out of your guys here in these next 5 games?
more consistency on shooting. Now, we're not going to shoot the three less. I promise you that. I mean,
TJ's going to still shoot it from the parking
TJ's
lot.
going to do a step back.
Luke does too.
Right.
Yeah.
But we are going to shoot threes just because that's what we do. That's what we practice. That's what we're going to do. But you guys see, if like we shot, I think it was like 23% against Tullahoma and like against Marshall County, and we were finding just barely ways to win. But earlier in the season, we'd shoot 35, 36%.
Yeah.
If we shoot mid to high 30s, we're gonna beat you. I mean, we just play such good defense that if we shoot a good percentage, and that's all I'm looking for is just like consistency in shooting, because I mean, we're going to turn the ball over some, just the way we play, and we're going to take a shot that is not the greatest shot in the world just because that's the way we play. Yeah. But just get back, like kind of in the start of the year, we got more set shots, even if it was out of transition, and we knocked down a higher percentage. So just looking for a little bit more consistency on the shooting.
You want to take a stab here at the trivia
Oh,
question?
Lord, no. I ain't got a chance.
I got another guess.
You got another guess. Okay, what you got?
Cal,
Nope.
Stanford.
Yep.
No, he mouthed it to me, actually.
Who is Stanford's quarterback?
Threw him under the bus trader.
They've had two.
They've had
two
John
quarterbacks.
Elway, Jim Plunkett, and the president was Herbert Hoover.
See, I would have never guessed Stanford.
Those are the first two I got in that.
Michigan and Stanford.
Yeah.
That tells you how young I am. I didn't know John Elway went to Stanford.
I didn't know John Elway went to Stanford either. No, and I watched him play his NFL career.
Right.
I didn't watch.
You're right.
I didn't watch him in.
yeah.
Which would have been what, early '80s,
Yeah, he was drafted 80.
85, 86.
80, I think.
Really?
Yeah, almost.
No, was it?
Let me-
I think it was like 80, because he was with the Broncos in '86, right? 83.
83. Yeah, I thought it was early 80s.
See, I was born in '83. And I'm 40, so.
Well, Coach,
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you for stopping by
Anytime.
here. Good luck
I
tomorrow
enjoy
on the
it.
page.
Appreciate it.
I'll forget that.
Coming up next, we'll have the Eagles of Summertown here on Exports Live.
Great food is just a short drive to Heinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Like you, our roots are in Lawrence County, providing banking for every stage of life since 1934. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank has been not just your bank, but also your friend, helping you with home loans, consumer and auto loans, and your everyday personal banking needs. Lawrenceburg Federal offers you a warm smile and personal experience, as well as the conveniences of modern-day online banking, mobile banking, and telebanking. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, your neighbor and friend, located at 118 West Gain Street next to the courthouse.
It's the wall-to-wall clearance sale going on right now at Story & Lee Furniture. Save hundreds of dollars off floor samples, one-of-a-kinds, and even as-is items. We are drastically reducing prices to make room for our 2023 inventory coming in. And with our warehouse completely full, we've got a lot of furniture to sell and are slashing prices to do so. With hundreds of items marked at liquidation prices. And get up to 12 months no interest and free delivery too. It's the Story & Lee Furniture wall-to-wall clearance sale.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back to X Sports Live. Joined here by the Eagles of Summertown. We got Kurt Burleson, Weston Husky, head coach Wes Long. Guys, the other night, you guys love buzzer beaters, don't you?
Right.
You really do. Cole Campbell hits that one at the buzzer. I mean, you guys have seen a lot here within the last couple of years. How exciting was it to have the game in that way and obviously to come out with the win?
It was a big shot. You know, it's well needed. Yeah, it's a really big shot for him. And
He's getting his mic on.
He's getting his mic on.
Ben found one from under his chair.
Yeah, he's good.
You know what's funny?
Is it on?
Is Ben, I look over in that last segment, and Ben he's got the vein popping, his head's turned purple, the sweat's coming, and he's unplugging stuff.
Yeah, he smacked the table.
Yeah, he's hitting stuff, and I'm like, I see this every time he does my games. So I know what that means. It means we are off the air.
Weston, how exciting was that game the other night?
It was just a rush. Everything happened, and just Cole hitting that shot just got us all excited, I reckon.
You know, obviously it wasn't a very pretty game. You know, it was kind of choppy. As far as it was hard to score. Nothing could really get going. You know, and it's hard for a player. There wasn't many fouls called, but it was just, you know, it just wasn't a very smooth, in-rhythm game for us offensively. And I guess you can tip your hat to Lewis County as much as anybody on that. But obviously we're fortunate to hit that shot at the end. Cole getting a pretty good look. You know, being a district game, that one shot could mean difference in a bye into the region, being in that 4-5 game in the tournament. So we'll just see as the season plays out.
We've talked a lot about how difficult the district has been. I mean, you guys have been in dogfights in every single game. And what's it been like, you know, knowing that, you know, every night you guys really got to bring it or, you know, you're going to be on the losing end?
Right. We try to play hard every night. Just something we got to work on. You know, it's just part of the game. Just coming back. And I think we did a good job of that most of the time.
It's just everybody, there's a lot of competition, and you just got to go out every night and just battle for it.
Well, I think Kurt kind of touched on it a little bit. I think it's something we've got to get better at. And that's something that we've struggled with at times this year. And even last year, you know, with you being around, getting off to such a rough start, early on. This team has a little bit harder time digging out of that hole that last year's team did. We've got to get better at putting 32 minutes together. I think we're really good in spurts in 20 minutes out of the game. We just have too many of those. We have too many of those dead minutes, empty runs, whether it's on offense or defense, where we're not coming up with those loose balls, or we're giving people 3 and 4 opportunities on the offensive end. I think we've got to do a lot better job of these last 4 games if we want to try to make a run right here.
Obviously, lately, though, you've had a lot of guys step up. Jackson hit some big shots. Weston came up with a couple big rebounds and putbacks. Kurt has really come on strong. Weston comes off the bench and gives you guys some good minutes. And, Grayson gets a lot of attention, for obvious reasons. But, I mean, really, lately, you've had the whole team just really coming together.
We have, and I do think that's where Grayson is slowly getting better and better is he's making his teammates better because he requires so much attention. It allows Kurt to do what he does, and Kurt has really came on strong this year. It opens up Cole and opens up some of those young guys, to knock down some open shots. Weston hasn't had as many opportunities as he'd probably like, but he's an energizer coming off of the bench and in practice every day. We actually had a conversation about that the other day. Just for Weston to be here and give us that kind of energy means something.
And obviously got a big one coming up tomorrow night. I mean, you guys played an instant classic with them at the barn, but now they're coming to your house, and I know you guys are expecting another big electric atmosphere.
Yeah, it should be fun. Big crowd, big atmosphere, and just our small course. Just something about it just makes it a lot more fun than other places we go through.
It being a home game, the atmosphere is a whole different ball game regularly.
We really felt like we were in a pretty good spot over there at their place, and just couldn't quite finish the deal. They've won a lot of close ones. Their style of play, Coach Tips does such a great job coaching that bunch over there. I felt like they executed better down the stretch than we did. So hopefully we can have that same type of game and maybe us come out on top this time. Obviously, we're going to play hard, especially at home with so limited opportunities at home this year. We've really got to take advantage of that and, see if we can't get a leg up here going into tournament time.
So your play-by-play guy is asking questions, and he's not here. He said he thinks you guys hit a buzzer beater in every quarter of that game.
We had a 3. We had a 3 at the end of every quarter.
Yeah, I remember the one at the end of the first. I didn't see it.
So I think Cole hit one at the end of the first. Grayson hit one at the end of the second and third, and then obviously Cole at the end of the game right there.
Unbelievable.
And actually had a small conversation with him today. We had somewhat of a rough patch this week, having to get through some stuff, and we're having to grow a little bit as a team and trying to find out who our leaders are. And apart from the one at the end of the game, none of those were out of a timeout. None of those were. I felt like our guys did a really good job, especially Grayson and Cole, getting everybody on the same page and making sure that we knew what we were doing right there in the quarters. Because as anybody knows, those are big swings because you hit a shot at the end of the quarter and then you turn around and get the ball back at the start of the quarter. There you go with a 4 or 6 point swing without them ever having an opportunity. And that's something that we've really had to be mindful of this year with such an inexperienced team, making sure we're taking advantage of those opportunities.
We asked Bryce this previously. Coach, tell us some about your guys who are your energy makers, who are your goofy kids, who are your serious guys. What kind of a makeup
we brought our goofiest today.
I could tell early
he was chomping at the bit. Now I'm gonna be honest. We asked about 3 guys before we got to Husky today. He was just like right there under me the whole time. He was following me around, and he was.
He knew what was happening.
He did. He said, "I'm available, Coach. I can go." And Kurt. The only way Kurt was going to come is if Husky kind of came and took the edge off a little bit. But Husky. Don't get to talk about Husky a lot, and last year Husky became pretty popular, especially with the student section. But having a guy like Husky around does the team a lot of good. He understands his role. He never complains about his role, and he's exceptional at his role. If you watch I enjoy going back and watching Husky after games and watching film because he keeps everybody in tune over there. He's a smart kid, and he's always happy. You know, he's always energized no matter how bad things are going. And I think that's good for such a young team because it's easy to be an emotional roller coaster over there with an experienced team. It's easy for me to be an emotional roller coaster over there with an inexperienced team. So having a guy like Husky to kind of keep things in perspective a little bit and be in these guys' ear with Kurt and Grayson and them, I think has been really beneficial for us.
It's a man after my own heart. I mean, that's the role I play. Talking about the student section, Tyler McDowell, was being those Tyler on record service here. He started the chant in high school because I didn't play. So who gives a damn? We want Cam.
So we've got a picture framed in our locker room of Husky at the state tournament. So we're playing East Nashville, and it's time, you know, to kind of throw in the towel, I guess you'd say. And they have about a 6'7", 6'8" kid that comes off their bench the last 30 seconds. We throw Husky in, and you know. He actually pulls down an offensive rebound, and Husky could walk between his legs, you know, and everybody got a kick out of that. But,
so it's the Minute Bowl. Who's the president was next to Minute Bowl, so it was that picture there. That's hilarious.
So what's the locker room like for you guys and being around this?
This guy, he keeps us going, you know, gets us ready for a game. Just really pumps us up for this big rival, especially a game like tomorrow.
Oh, Weston, I mean, you got big shoot. I mean, tell us just kind of like, you know, being the goofy guy and being the high energy guy.
No, it's just, I can understand how it'd be easy to get down after like a tough loss. Just got to keep them up, make them realize we can get them next time.
I mean, you guys have had some tough losses this year. You guys have been, you know, Giles County hit 12 threes in the first half, but that's not going to happen every week, and that's not going to happen every game. But, you know, how you guys have hit some peaks, you had some valleys, you've had some tough games. How do you believe that's going to make you guys better? Or how has that helped you make you guys better?
It gets us ready for tournament time, really. It does, and just makes us better every play. So, yeah.
I think it just makes everybody realize that, especially the younger guys, that this ain't middle school ball. There's a lot more competition.
Yeah, Coach, we've talked about it just about every week about how battle-tested this group is, and you can kind of see the fruits of their labor getting better with this team every week.
Well, I hope so, and even in recent losses, you know, even the Giles County game, you have to kind of look for a silver lining every now and then, not looking for moral victories by any means, but, you know, we went on a 27-2 run after we got down 60-25. And I mean, that says something about these guys coming out of the halftime to go on a 27-2 run against a team that just hung 60 on you in the first half and have it to 12 and have two different opportunities to get it to 10 before the fourth quarter. You know, we're just trying to capture that and see if we can't just you know, duplicate that run. And I know that's easy to say, but we have to understand that we can't play necessarily the way we've played the last couple of years. It's a different group. And for us to have to kind of change a little bit, it's been tough for me, but it's been tough for them too, just because they've been used to playing a certain way the last couple of years. To now we're having to make sure that we're a little bit more detailed and knowing what we're trying to do.
Second time through the district, you know, you've already seen everybody, you know what to expect, they know what to expect from you. What are you expecting, and what do you want to accomplish here through these next 5 games?
We just got to tough it out, you know. We know our opponents, and we just go back and watch film. Film's a big part of it, and just see what we can do better.
Like Kurt said, we know our opponents now, and we'll just have to go through and just try to get them.
It's about execution, because it's like you said, it's like the more and more we know our opponents, we've got to be able to put that on the floor. We can know them all we want, but as long as we don't make those adjustments and execute on either end, you know, nothing's going to change. And I think the last couple of days of practice has been better. We'll just have to see if that, you know, relays over to tomorrow night.
You guys want to take a crack at the trivia question? Do you know what the trivia question is?
No.
All right.
I heard us joking about John Elway, so okay. I'm not sure.
So we've got 4 colleges that boast a Super Bowl winning quarterback and a U.S. president. Now, Stanford or Michigan? He got Stanford or Michigan.
No, Coach Tips got
Coach
Stanford.
Tips
I stole it.
Okay. got Stanford and Michigan.
I got Michigan.
So we got 2 more. You guys got any guesses?
What's the question? 4 colleges that
have a Super Bowl winning quarterback and a U.S. president.
Oh, I don't know. I'm out on that one.
There's no SEC schools.
You're talking about guys who's had, what, 3 living presidents? Or 3 presidents in their entire lifetime? Or 4. Are you serious?
I had no idea.
What is his dad going to think?
I don't know. I don't have a guess. I'm out.
I could have told you where John Elway went to college. I'll be honest with you. I could have done that.
I'm a sports history buff, so I love it.
He's going to tell at the end of the show. He's going to save it.
Unless someone gets it, unless someone gets it. So I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you, guys.
Coming up next, we got the Loretto Mustangs here on X Sports Live.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Great food is just a short drive to Heinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Hello everyone, this is Eric Schultz. On behalf of Cade and the entire Schultz family, we would like to say thank you. Thank you for all the love, all the support, and most importantly, the prayers. 1 Peter 5:10 reads, "But the God of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory by Christ Jesus, after that you have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you." We want to thank God for his grace. Go Wildcats.
This is the X Sports Network.
Back here on X Sports Live, joined by the Mustangs of Loretto, head coach Greg Tips, Jackson Robertson, and Kason Bowie. Are these 2 of the guys that have their driver's license? Or,
no, one of them.
Just one of them. Okay, okay.
I think we've added. I think we've added a third. I think we now have 3.
You have 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you drive everybody around? Do you take the whole team? Like,
I mean, I hope not.
Really.
I hope not. I hope not. Jackson, I hope not.
I'm a good driver.
Who was the college football player that got pulled over going like 120, and the coach was like, it was a South Carolina player, and Spurrier said it was Clowney.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm surprised that little car he drives a go 120."
Well, Coach, you guys got a good win the other night. A little redemption against Lauderdale County. You guys got off to a big, quick start, able to hold on after that.
Yep. Yeah, we got off to a really good start. They're a good, solid basketball team. We got exposed to some things we hadn't really seen a whole lot of, which was good for us. But I was proud of our guys for finding a way to get it done.
Jackson and Kason, what was it like to get some redemption against Lauderdale County the other night?
It was great. I wanted to come out, whoop some butt, pretty much.
Kason.
So it was nice, not playing that first game and then coming back and then, actually being able to hold them to 35.
And you guys have got the whole team here tonight. You brought everyone out here.
We got
a fan behind you, Coach.
I'm the real Coach Tip.
That's his wife.
That's my wife, yeah. I wouldn't call her a fan, but I love Heinie's, love to eat here, so we brought the guys, and we may start doing this every time we're here. We may bring the guys here to eat.
Yeah, I'd love to have you. So you guys going 3-1, first time through the district. What did you learn about your team and yourselves during that time?
I hope we learned a lot. We were exposed to a lot of different things, not just in our district, but our out of district games. I'm pleased with these guys. I mean, for us to be freshmen and sophomores, replacing 5 starters, 3 senior leaders, I think we would have probably been picked 5th in our league. We're the only team that's having to replace 5 starters. Everybody else, like Giles, has 5 back, or your other teams have 2 or 3 starters back. So what our guys have done to this point, I'm thrilled with. But what I love about these guys is I don't think any one of them are satisfied with 3-1. I think they think we can get to 4-0, and they understand we can easily go 0-4. It's just part of the process of getting better.
Jackson and Kaysen, first time through the district. Where do you think you guys are right now?
I think we're sitting pretty solid. We could definitely work on a few more things, improve on a few more things, but I think we're doing pretty good.
Kaysen.
I think as young as we are, we've done better than anybody thought we would have, just as young as we are, and not having, those 3 seniors like we did last year.
Obviously, big game tomorrow night. Now it's the second time through the district. You go to Summertown, and you had a really close game with them last time. And I know you guys are expecting an electric atmosphere there tomorrow night.
I can't wait. I told you the other day, it's my second favorite place to coach. I love it. I think that place brings you together. You have to go in there. You have to narrow your focus. You have to execute. I love that gym, and I think these guys are going to go in and they'll respond. I think it'll be a great ball game.
So you guys, what's it like playing at the Nest?
It's a different atmosphere. It's just like playing in the barn. It's just full of energy, and it's just different.
It's a hockey rink with a basketball goals. I'm serious. I hated it, and I've never hid that. I hated playing in that gym, and it's just because it just feels like everybody's on top of it.
I love it. That's what I love about it.
It's the old Hoosiers. I mean, it's like straight out of Hoosiers.
We watched Hoosiers the other day as a basketball team. We ate watched Hoosiers.
Did you have to edit some parts out?
No.
Is it? I hadn't watched it.
Yeah, no, it's good, man.
Is it good?
I watched it as a 6th grader. Yeah,
okay, so it's good. I was making.
There's actually ball tournaments that they hold in that gym.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about taking these guys to go where they can play in a Christmas tournament or something.
There was somebody here local that went there here recently and took a bunch of pictures and stuff.
Yep.
I think it was Greg Garrettson, actually, I think went there.
I mean, we asked the other 3 coaches, tell us some about this team. Who are the energy guys? Who are the goofy guys? Who are the serious guys? What kind of makeup do we have in this locker room?
Well, we got these guys they're in the locker room a whole lot with them more. This guy right here is a true wild card. Yeah. I'm up here, got my, just clenching, waiting for him to talk about how many he's going to score on Grayson Burleson tomorrow night and talk trash. And he's kept it in check right now.
Yeah.
This guy right here, he's playing really good basketball for us, and sky's the limit for him. But as far as who's our serious guys, Mason, I would say, isn't he?
Probably, yeah, Mason.
Yeah, I say we all can be goofy, but we can be real serious at times too.
Yeah.
What's it been like, for you guys, all freshmen and sophomores on this team? What's the locker room like, and how have you guys come together this season?
I mean, we're all pretty close, so there's times where we're having fun in there, and there's also the times where we got to get game ready, get prepared for that. So yeah.
Casey?
Everybody knows when it's time to act around and just have fun, and then everybody knows 4 games is whatnot when to actually lock in.
I think if you didn't lock in, I think Coach Tips would let you know about it within.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just these guys. What I enjoy about them, and I told them the other day, is they could have had every excuse for us to not push forward for this year. I don't think anybody would have thought we were going to be 15-7. I don't think any of their fellow students in the school took y'all seriously as a basketball team. I think their parents did, parents and guardians. The coaches did, but they take themselves serious. And it's not a thing where we're waiting until next year or we're waiting until the next year after that. Now, there's some things we've done. We haven't watched a whole lot of film with them yet. We're trying not to overload them with that, and we'll start watching more become tournaments. And obviously we do that next year, but we're still getting in the weight room 2 or 3 times a week at least. We're still building, but we're also building for the future, and we've got big plans. We're going to try to do some things, going to tournaments and different stuff going forward. But these guys, I think, are confident enough to know that we may not get it done. This group may never see a state tournament. Those things are hard to prove, but they may see a bunch of them. And it's because we're going to enjoy this group this year and going forward. None of us can believe we've got 5 regular season basketball games. I mean, it's nuts.
It's crazy, isn't it?
This season is the fastest gone by season that I've ever been a part of.
You've got just a few weeks until it's the last game in the barn that you're guaranteed. I know that's going to be weird for me, but how also is it exciting that you've got a new place to go play next year, and that even though it's not done yet, you can't really tell, but it's going to be pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
You two guys talk on that first. You got anything?
Yeah, it's nice, but I'll miss playing in the barn because you can't find many places like the barn to play in.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I mean, the new place is going to be real nice, but nothing's going to feel as sweet as playing in the barn.
Well, I told Coach Tips earlier in the year, I said, if it gets to the Summertown game, you need a little extra, or sub-state game a little extra, just open up the barn, we'll pack it out.
It's going to be sad. I coached girls there for 7 years, and then this is my 6th year coaching boys. But that place was Brendan and I. That was our storm shelter. When tornadoes would come back, when he was 4 and 5, we would run over there. He'd get shots up, and if wind got bad, we'd go down in the old baseball locker room.
Oh, geez!
And
did you not get
the amount of
recluses?
The amount of time you spend in that gym, especially back then. 5-6 nights a week working with little kids or doing all that. The good thing is it's still going to be a PE gym. We're going to still host, we can host tournaments now. We're still going to be a part of that gym. But that last night is going to be something I miss. When we have our crowd going right, it's a special place.
Yeah, we used to get Jimmy the Lock and get in after school and have pickup games. I probably just incriminated myself, but we didn't do anything. We didn't damage anything. We was playing basketball.
The new gym's going to be. It's not going to be a cookie cutter gym at all. If the crowd wants to get loud, it'll make an impact in that gym too.
What are some of the other places that you, maybe in your career across Tennessee? What are some of your other favorite gyms?
Clark Range High School. It's basically all on one side with a little bit. The gym community used to have, until they built their new one, was the hardest place I ever played. I remember shooting a free throw and it literally giving me a headache. It was a close game. It was a small gym. It was actually even louder than what the barn is. The Old Moore County gym used to be really special.
I played in that gym, the Old Moore County gym.
Yeah, it was really nice. I tell you, Milan, I enjoyed Milan's place. What made Milan interesting was they didn't even have very many of their students there this Christmas. And we played over there. We beat them, and they're ranked in the top 10, one of the better games we've played. But what was so neat about that was when they called out the starting lineups, the adults were standing and cheering them on. When they come out for the halftime, you guys probably didn't even notice the players come out for halftime. They're greeted with a standing ovation, things like that. I thought Milan was pretty neat. There's a lot of those gyms in West Tennessee.
West Tennessee, you're right. Of course, the Westfield gym.
My favorite gym, my favorite gym is Westview and Gibson counties. Westview and Gibson counties are.
Have you been there, AJ?
No, I don't think.
It's a double. It's a top loader. That's right. That's right. So Loretta's girls have played over there. Have you guys played over there at Westview?
Yes, we played there 2 years ago. Their 8th grade year we played over there.
It's a top loader. It's got boxes around for media. I mean, it's legit.
Yeah.
And then Dessler's gym, I liked it.
Only thing I don't like about it is the bleachers were so
too far away from the floor. Yeah. It's a beautiful gym though.
Bradley Central. Have you ever been to Bradley Central's? Holds about 4,500, and it's nice.
No, but I've been to the county gym or the city gym. Cleveland.
Yeah,
I've never been to Bradley.
Well, so Coach, he's gotten the 3rd school in the trivia. He guessed Miami of Ohio.
Ben Roethlisberger, but I don't know.
Roethlisberger, and the president is Benjamin Harrison. So we're down to one school. Only clue I'm going to give you, it's not a Power 5 school.
Well, I figured it would be an obscure school. Is it is the quarterback from way back, or is it fairly recent?
Yeah, but I would consider it way back.
You would?
Yale.
What's that?
Yale.
No, not that way back.
Guys, y'all got anything?
He knows. What is it?
I don't know. It's on my phone. I'd have to Mom was sending me the answers to it, so I had no idea.
Should I go ahead and just
Yeah, tell us what it is.
Navy?
Really?
Roger
Staubach
and Jimmy Carter.
I didn't realize Roger Staubach went to Navy.
Yeah. Cam is learning a lot of things.
He
See,
is.
Last week, Ashley learned that brisket came from a cow. So,
Did y'all see that? Coach Rutledge,
Yeah.
she said that brisket came from a pig.
Yeah, she thought it came from a pig.
Anybody else know it came from a cow?
Cam, I got a challenge for you.
Okay.
Because I love using this whenever Bowie screws up in practice. I was ripping him other day. I was like, Coffee wore you out. He don't have a nickname. Coffee he hadn't been given a nickname. You've been given a nickname, and he kicks your tail the whole game. But your challenge is to come up with a nickname for all of our players.
For all of them.
All of them. It doesn't have to be tonight, but by the end of the year, you've got 5 games, you've got regular season, you can help them. We need a nickname for all these guys.
See, it's got to be organic though. So if it's forced,
you don't have to force it. You got time to go home and study tonight. Hop on X Sports Network, get all the games.
We already got one, Cam. Wild Thing.
Wild Thing.
Wild Thing.
Yep.
Is that what they call you?
No.
So that's our
Wild Card is
Wild Card.
Wild Card, Wild Thing, one or the other. I like that one.
Yeah.
Who was the pitcher for in the Indians? Ricky Vaughn. That's him.
I think Ricky is a better nickname. Just call him Ricky.
Yeah.
You got to have the haircut. If you come out with the haircut, you got to dye your hair black.
Don't encourage it.
We said the
Your
whole
mama
team.
ain't gonna like
we
that.
said the whole team was here. Ben, if you want to.
Yeah, pan over to our guys. Y'all stand up.
Check out the whole team.
Give away.
Hang it out.
You guys. There's a good group of guys over there. We're playing. Our numbers that we're playing are very low. But this team going forward is going to be so deep. That has a chance to be so deep. We've got some guys that are developing in practice, and we got 2 that they're putting in.
All right, Coach. We'd like to thank you guys for Summertown.
Appreciate it.
Coming up next week, you're going to show us off some food here from Hinie's BBQ. That's coming up next.
Great food is just a short drive to Hinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Hinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg. Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary care by One Stop Medical at its best.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone.
From the X Sports Network, this is X Sports Live, presented by Hinie's BBQ.
Back here on X Sports Live, we're joined by the owner of Hinie's BBQ and Trip Weigel. And Trip, how's business been lately?
Been very good. Been very, very good. How have you guys been? Missed you guys last week, but I understand we got to stretch out sometimes, but glad to have you guys back, and good crowd in here tonight.
Very good, yeah. Brought a whole basketball
team. Good-looking group of guys over there.
Absolutely. Trip, tell us about what you brought out here.
So I think we did this one of your very first nights, but this one just deserves another look at. It's the #1 selling pizza here at Hinie's BBQ. It's our smoked brisket pizza. And again, the way it starts off is with the Italian crust that we've got. There's an Italian company out of Nashville. We have make our crust for us, and that's the foundation of a good pizza is that. And then we take a bourbon sauce and lay it down, and then we put down some mozzarella cheese or pepper jack cheese, whichever one you like. And then we take our pit smoked brisket, sprinkle it on top, and hit a little more bourbon sauce on top of it, and put it in the wood-fired brick oven, and man alive, the magic happens.
I've had it on a couple of occasions.
Yes, it is good stuff.
Very good. And
Good stuff.
You've talked about the brisket before, but kind of walk everyone through what the process, how long
So
it takes
brisket
to
is one of the longest cooks that we have. So brisket needs to be, number one, it's got to be trimmed up very well to make it worth eating. Then number two, the seasoning on it, and then the smoking, and then brisket actually has to go through a rest. Not only do you have to take your time smoking it, but it needs to rest to let all of those juices come back together and all of the connective tissues inside continue to break apart. So we actually start, like right now, our guys in the butcher shop in there trimming briskets for in the morning to go in the smoker. So they'll get trimmed, seasoned, they'll set overnight. They'll go in the smoker at 6 a.m. in the morning, and that's Friday morning. That's for dinner service on Saturday. So we're actually trimming briskets tonight for Saturday's lunch. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's
crazy.
But brisket of all the meats is the most time consuming.
It is the most time consuming. It's the most unforgiving. It's very picky, but it's very good.
When you all do it like that,
it's very, very good.
So
but listen, I have something special to announce here tonight.
Okay.
I haven't announced it anywhere yet. I'm saving it for right here tonight.
Okay.
We're getting ready to do something huge at Hinie's BBQ.
Okay.
This was one of the reasons that big pit over there, that big steel hood you see, one of the reasons it was built.
Okay.
And it happens not this Saturday,
next Saturday,
the following Saturday.
Okay.
What is the following Saturday? Is that February the 4th? February the 4th.
Yeah.
Saturday, February the 4th at 4 o'clock. It's huge. It's big. Never seen it done before.
Okay.
All of my travels to barbecue restaurants, never seen it done.
What you do?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Gina's going to let me cook something.
Okay.
There you go.
Ben got it right off the get-go.
We will start preparing for this Thursday morning.
Okay.
We've got a crew in here. This place will not be vacant Thursday morning, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday. We'll have somebody here around the clock. It's big.
Okay.
We are going to, if you'll notice where that big pit is over there, there's gates that can open up.
Right.
We're going to open those gates up for the first time to the public.
Ooh, okay.
You're going to be able to buy an armband Saturday night for an all-you-can-eat barbecue pit pass.
Okay.
If you've got that armband on, you get to go to the pit with a tray, and there will be pit masters there slicing stuff for you, grabbing the sausages off the rack, grabbing the meats off the pit. You point, they put it on your tray, come back as many times as you want.
Okay.
Here's the kicker. Meats. All the meats, it's all you can eat. Meats, all you can eat. Vegetable sides, your drinks, your dessert, everything. But meats. Not 5, not 7, not 10, 12, 13, 14, 15,
16,
17 different meats on the pit that night for all you can eat pit pass.
I didn't realize there was that many different meats.
I mean, I'm really trying to think of
so
all the meats.
I didn't know you could eat 17 different animals.
It's going to be crazy. We have been planning this for the longest. The armbands will be in this week. You'll actually have there's a real pit pass. You're going to have an armband that says Hinie's BBQ Pit Pass.
Okay.
And you'll be able to go and sit down and just wear it out. So I suggest stop eating on Friday. Walk to Hinie's BBQ Saturday and be here at 4 o'clock.
And then walk back to turn it on.
And then, but just call a cab or just fall out here on the patio and sleep or something. Bring a sleeping bag, roll out in the parking lot, and
you
sleep.
got room in the back, right?
Absolutely.
So is tickets limited, or is it?
No, tickets are not limited. Now, space is limited on how many people show up, but I have got a ton of stuff ordered.
Okay.
And we're going to cook until we can't cook any longer. And we're going to see what happens. But it is going to be crazy. Now, what we're guaranteeing is we've got 17 different meats. Right. We may run out of one, and as we're recooking it, we're guaranteed to at least have 8 there at all times.
Okay.
But at 4 o'clock, all 17 will be there, and our goal is to try to keep all 17 there. We've got staff that will be here in force cooking.
Yeah.
And getting ready to keep it full. But it is going to be, it's going to be crazy. Never seen it done. We've traveled a bunch of places, and we've never seen a pit pass where you can go straight to the grill, straight to the pit, find the meats right there. There'll be a slicing block there and a slicing block in the kitchen where they'll be slicing up the different meats. Somebody will be pulling the stuff that doesn't need to be sliced, put it on your plate, just wear it out. So I can't wait.
The Brazilian steakhouse of barbecue.
So that's
like
about what it is.
But for barbecue.
That's it.
Well, no, Golden Corral's not.
That's true.
That's like, yeah. Brazilian.
Yeah, this is a higher end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it's like a Brazilian steakhouse, but you just go straight to the source. You go straight to the pit. You get to see it there and all the sides you want, all the dessert you want, unlimited refills on your Coke, tea, water, whatever. It's going to be crazy.
So how much is this going to be? For
the all you can eat pit pass is $49.95.
Okay.
And you just eat until you can't eat no more. Now the regular kitchen's going to be open, so if somebody comes with you, they don't want to partake in that, that's fine. They can order off the menu. We're going to have the regular menu there. But if you want to have one of the most amazing experiences you've ever had, you're going to come to Hinie's BBQ Saturday, February the 4th, starting at 4 o'clock for the all-you-can-eat pit pass. It's going to be crazy.
So it's 2 weeks from now, February 4th, starting at 4 o'clock, $49.95 per person, or if you want to order off the regular menu.
Order off the regular menu. And we will be starting to put some sneak pictures out there. We'll be advertising all the different meats. Watch our Facebook page, and you can see all that. But it is going to be fun.
We'll definitely fulfilling.
And next Thursday night we'll talk about it some more. I have a list of all of the items next week, and you'll get to hear what all those 17 are. Unless we come up with 18, we may come up with another.
If you find another meat.
If we find something else, the way we can manipulate it, we may try to make that happen.
And I've got a collection of armadillos in my yard. I mean, I just. I declared war on them
right now.
No doubt.
I'm trying to think of he's got an ostrich. Some guineas down the street. Fry them.
Easy now.
Yeah.
Triple X, thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely.
We'll see you guys next week.
Sounds like a plan. We'll see you guys.
Coming up next, me and Camp, we're going to Rand, and we'll close out the show after that.
Great food is just a short drive to Hinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade, and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Hinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Whether it's popcorn, biscuits, or automotive, you need the right ingredients to achieve the best results. Heritage Automotive is proud to serve our community with a continually growing inventory. We also help our community grow by contributing to a vibrant economy, which helps build schools. I'm Keith Durham, and I'm the General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, and it's my job to make sure that you're 100% satisfied. Heritage Automotive, your hometown Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealer.
Introducing Cloud9 Fiber to Lawrenceburg. We take great pride in being the only locally owned and operated internet company within Lawrenceburg and Lawrence County. We're now offering up to gigabit services with plans starting at $50 per month. Surf the internet with blazing fast speeds and reliability, all while keeping your investment within Lawrence County. For more information, visit cloud9fiber.com to request for us to build your area next.
Renwright Equipment has all the tools you need to get the job done. From bobcats to trenchers to augers to lifts, we have a large variety of equipment for every project, big or small. Need a new mower? We have you covered there too. With great brands Hustler and Big Dog, Rent Right is ready to serve all your equipment needs. Call today and reserve your equipment from Rent Right Equipment in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
From the X Sports Network, this is X Sports Live, presented by Heinie's BBQ.
Back here in Heinie's BBQ, it's now time to close the show. We always do it the same thing. Cam, what's on your mind? What do you want to rant about?
Well, there is a double standard in sports. There's a double standard in everything.
It's true. It's true.
And people in the South think a little differently, I think, than most people. It's a big church-going base, big Christian base. Bible Belt. So we are going to have different views of things than other people. There are certain things that teams do. They have certain nights that they do. And I don't know if you saw that Ivan Provorov
Yes.
of the Flyers.
Yeah.
They had a Pride Night. And let's just be frank a minute. There is absolutely I am a freedom person. Like, I am all about freedom. If you want to, whatever you want to do, you can go do it. I don't care. You don't hurt me. You don't hurt your neighbor. You love each other. Who cares? Yeah. That's the way I view things. But as a religious person, there are certain things that you just will not partake in. For me, it's alcohol. There are a lot of other things. That's just a random example. Yeah. So if I was asked to wear for this show, and it has happened on occasion, they'll try to put an alcoholic beverage in front. I said, no, get away from me. Right. It's no disrespect. I don't want to be associated, because that's not something that I partake in just because of religious purposes.
And you don't shame anybody.
No, absolutely not. And that is what it is. So the guy, they were celebrating a Pride Night, which, listen, that's their right. They're a private team. They can do it. Mm-hmm. There's no problem. If the players want to do it, that's great. He chose not to. Mm-hmm. He didn't make a mockery of it. He didn't put a social media post. No, he didn't do it. Right. He just didn't do warm-ups because they wore a special jersey for warm-ups. He just didn't do it. Right. And there was he made no mention of it. There was no announcement. It wasn't like he would come out and wore a different jersey or an anti-whatever message. He didn't do that. Just quietly just didn't do it. Yeah. The NHL media eviscerated this guy. There were people saying he should be sent back to his home country. He's Russian. Right. Okay. Think about that if a conservative commentator said that about Colin Kaepernick or someone of that nature. What would have happened?
Wouldn't have a job.
Wouldn't have a job.
Wouldn't have a job.
People said he should have been sent back to his home country. They said he should be fined. He should be suspended. He didn't do anything wrong. He has a certain religious belief. What is this country founded upon? It's founded upon religious freedom, right? That's what we were founded upon. It's to believe whatever you want. Yeah. If you believe that goat I passed on the way here is God, you can do it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it,
yeah,
but you can do it.
Yeah.
And so if he wants to believe whatever, who is it to say he didn't hurt anyone? He didn't have a hateful message. Why did they get so animated with this guy? And there are people to this day still calling for his job. And they posted, one guy from ESPN even said, well, he wore a military jersey at a military appreciation night. Okay. What is that again? Yeah. I mean, what are we trying to compare here? That's not the same. The fact is, tolerance is a two-way street. Sports media is uber liberal. I don't think that's a shock to anyone. But it is a two-way street. Bigotry has no place. Racism has no place. Hate has no place. But if you want someone to accept your views, you have to accept theirs. As long as you're respectful, as long as you're not hateful, what does it matter? That's my rant.
All right. Good. That was a good one. I like it.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, because that is a. We'll talk more. That is a subject that I'm pretty passionate about, because I've seen people lives ruined because of religion, of what they believe, and they're not evil, mean people. And I've saw businesses ruined because of things. And as a business owner, I'm welcoming to anybody. I don't care what you look like, what you do. I don't care. I'm not going to be hateful to you. That doesn't mean I always agree with you. I mean, every other car I open up's got marijuana smell coming out of it. Let's be honest, it does. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I'm going to fix the car.
You're still going to fix the car.
That's right.
It's all. You're right. It's all about tolerance. You got to be able to express yourself and let other people express themselves.
It's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street. Well, it's funny. You talked about hockey. Well, my rant's about hockey, but sort of in a different way. I watched a documentary the other day because my son was taking a nap, and it's one of my favorite 30 for 30s. It's about this guy who tried to buy the New York Islanders with no money. It's called Big Shot. It's great. He did succeed, sort of. He held them for 2 months, but he tried to buy the New York Islanders with no money and almost got away with it. But it's not actually about that story. It's about something that Wayne Gretzky said in there. He was talking about the Islanders. For those who don't know about the New York Islanders, they won 4 consecutive Stanley Cups in the 80s, won 19 straight playoff series, which is a sports record, a pro sports in America record. They invented the hockey beard, the playoff beard. They did all kinds of things. They were the perfect mix of skill, speed, and toughness. And they beat the Edmonton Oilers to win their final Stanley Cup. And Wayne Gretzky recalls in there, he's walking by their locker room and he's expecting to hear roars, champagne popping, all of this stuff going around. And he looks in and he's shocked and he's a little perplexed by it. They're celebrating, but he sees guys sitting around. They got knees on their ice packs, ice packs on their knees, got ice packs on their shoulders. And he comes to the realization, you know what? To win the Stanley Cup, you got to be beat up. And I thought that's the perfect metaphor, not only for just sports, but really for life. Because life is difficult. Life is hard. And sometimes to get to where you want to go, you gotta take some lumps. You gotta take some punches. You gotta take some hits along the way. And then I went down the rabbit hole today, Cam, of crazy hockey injuries that guys
Oh my gosh, the Terry Sawchuk, the goalie. Did you get that one?
Yeah, he's one of them. Here's another one. And if you don't know, hockey players are a different breed. They don't just have a school. They don't just have a screw loose. They've got 10. I've been around a lot of these guys. Are some of the most wholesome, down to earth people you ever be around, but they're crazy. Steve Yzerman played the entire 2002 Stanley Cup playoffs practically on a broken knee. He had no MCL, no PCL. He had an ACL that was dangling there. They won the Stanley Cup. Bobby Bond, 1964 in the finals, took a slap shot off his leg, which broke it, went back in the back, taped it up, came back, scored the game-winning goal, forced it to Game 7, and still played in Game 7. Zach Werenski from my Columbus Blue Jackets took a shot to the face in a playoff game, broke his eye socket, broke his nose, still came back and played 2 more shifts before they told him he was done, and he didn't want to come off the ice. My handwriting's terrible. Clint Malachuk had literally his jugular vein slashed. They have a 30 for 30 short about it.
Yep.
300 stitches, and he returned and played 10 days later. Then you have Borji Salmig, who literally had his face stepped on. Full force.
Yep.
He looked like a baseball because they put 300 stitches. Oh, he still played the next game, even did post-game interviews and was joking around about how he looked like a baseball. The interview's on YouTube. It's hilarious. It's great. Yep. But that just, not only is hockey a different sport, you got a bunch of crazy guys, it's a sport that takes incredible skill, and it's played at a pace that is just frantic. You can't even describe it. It's played at such a fast pace. But they've helped me realize that there's a certain amount of toughness in that sport that we're kind of lacking in society. We celebrate people nowadays that quit instead of toughing things out. Because let's be real, there's a big controversy in the NBA right now about guys sitting out games. load management, as they called it. But as someone
How many
who,
games did Michael Jordan sit out because of that?
Not many. He played all 82 when he was 40 years old. How many of these hockey guys sit out for load management? 0. Which also they play back-to-backs too, a lot more than the NBA does. Which also brings me to another guy, Zach Wheeler of the Winnipeg Jets, a couple weeks ago. He had a ruptured testicle. Cam, there's a lot of ruptured testicles in the NHL. That rabbit hole's hilarious. But he played the rest of the game, didn't even know he had one. Nope. He's returning after a 9-game absence coming up this weekend.
Think about that.
Oh, it's unreal. I mean, the hockey injury rabbit hole where they return from injuries and still played is
my favorite one ever, besides the Sawchuk, because goalies didn't used to wear masks, but was Rich Peverly, who used to play for the Predators, but when he played for the Dallas Stars, had a heart attack on the bench. Yes. They revived him, and he begged to go back in the game.
Yeah.
He was on the gurney, and he was trying to fight him up to get back in the game. Had a heart attack.
Jeremy Roenick played with a broken jaw.
That's crazy.
Almost an entire season with a broken jaw.
There's guys that play with broken arms, broken hands. It's crazy.
So these guys are just so tough in so many ways, and I think our society and I think people as a whole need to get a bit tougher. It reminds me of my days working in southern West Virginia, driving through the old coal fields and looking at people on hard times. You know what, Cam? They don't take mental health days. They can't. They got to pay the bills. They got to go to work every day. There's no such thing as load management. Some of these teams and some of these families are working 70 hours a week just to pay the bills, just to feed their families. And that's probably why I relate to hockey so much, because of the toughness, because of the blue collar attitude, because these guys are going to play no matter what. And it helps remind me that to get where you need to go in life, if you want to achieve an ultimate goal, you're going to have to go through a lot of bumps. You're going to have to go through a lot of punches. You're going to have a lot of ups. You're going to have a lot of downs, just like these hockey players go through every day. So sometimes, just like Wayne Gretzky said, if you want to win a championship, you want to reach the top, you got to be beat up to get there. And I think us as a society needs to get a little bit tougher. So that's my rant for the night.
I think that's a very solid one. I think that's right.
That and my men's soccer one, I think.
Yeah, yes. Because it's trying to hire people, and employing people. That is a part of that we do not teach anymore.
Right.
We don't teach a lot of things, but toughness is something that our society as a whole, including myself, has lost.
Yeah.
We got to get it back. Our parents' generation.
Yeah.
They didn't take sick days.
Yeah, exactly.
I got COVID, I'm still working. That was the attitude.
It's, not everyone, there's a lot of people out there struggling in the world who are mentally and physically tough, and they got to pay the bills. They understand they got to pay the bills. So for Cam Mashburn, I'm AJ Good. For the man, the myth, the legend, Ben Luna, this is X Sports Live. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Plenty of games all on the X Sports Network, and we'll be right back here on Thursday.
This is the X Sports Network.